June 10, 2025, a date etched in the heart of Austria with a scar that will not soon fade. On a calm Tuesday morning, what should have been an ordinary school gate turned into a nightmare beyond imagination. In Graz, a city known for its Baroque architecture and peaceful culture, a secondary school became the stage of horror. At around 9:05 a.m., 19-year-old Martin P., a former student of the school, entered the building carrying a semi-automatic pistol. Witnesses would later recall how he moved through the entrance hall with a cold, mechanical precision, betraying no emotion. His first targets were two security guards near the reception desk. With no warning, he opened fire at close range. Both guards collapsed, gravely wounded, unable to radio a warning. The school's intercom was still blaring the usual morning announcements as the shooter stepped forward into the main corridor. Martin fired on a group of students gathered near their lockers, some still half awake. Their day just beginning. 3 of them were hit. 2 teenagers died almost instantly, and another was left fighting for her life. Chaos broke out. Students screamed, scattering into classrooms, overturning chairs, blocking doors with desks, desperate to hide. Teachers tried to herd their classes to safety, ordering children to lie flat on the floor or huddle behind cabinets. But the shooter was relentless, moving methodically down the corridor, checking each open classroom, searching for more victims. At approximately 9:12 a.m., he reached a social studies classroom on the 2nd floor. According to survivors, Martin kicked the door open and unleashed a spray of bullets. The teacher, Mr. Rainer Vogel, a father of 2, died shielding a student behind his body. 4 other students were struck, 2 of them fatally. As police sirens drew closer, Martin moved again, heading for the stairwell. In a chilling act of cruelty, he shot a 14-year-old boy who was trying to call emergency services on his phone. Investigators would later find that the boy's final call was still connected, capturing Martin's footsteps echoing as he advanced. Outside, the Graz police had formed a perimeter. Officers scrambled to evacuate those who could escape through windows or side doors. Parents gathered beyond the yellow tape, some frantic, some frozen in shock, praying their children had survived. By 9:20 a.m., a specialized tactical unit had entered the school. They began a floor-by-floor sweep, using thermal scanners and shielded formations, following the trail of gunfire and blood. On the 3rd floor, they confronted Martin in a science laboratory. For a moment, there was an eerie silence. Then, Martin turned the gun on himself and pulled the trigger before officers could negotiate. He died instantly. In the aftermath, 10 innocent people had lost their lives, including 6 students, 3 teachers, and 1 of the security guards. Another 11 were injured, some critically. The question haunting everyone: why? In the days that followed, investigators combed through Martin's history. They discovered that he had been a student at the same school 3 years earlier but had dropped out after a series of disciplinary problems. Interviews with former classmates revealed he was a loner, obsessed with firearms and violent online content. Some described him as bitter and angry about having been expelled for repeated threats against teachers. The police also uncovered posts on a private chat server where Martin had praised other school shooters and even fantasized about carrying out a massacre of his own. There was no indication anyone had taken his threats seriously until it was too late. Austria was left reeling. Graz, in particular, struggled to reconcile its image as a quiet university city with the violence it had just witnessed. A wave of grief swept through the community. Vigils were held outside the school gates, where rows of flowers and candles stretched for meters. Parents wept openly. Students, many too young to fully process what they had lived through, clung to each other for comfort. The headmaster described the school as shattered, its sense of safety destroyed in minutes. Politicians promised new measures: tighter security at schools, more support for mental health programs, and faster response protocols for online threats. But for the families of the victims, no legislation could fill the void left behind. Among the names remembered was Mr. Rainer Vogel. Hailed as a hero for protecting his student, several of the fallen children had only weeks left before summer break. Their dreams were extinguished in a single, senseless morning of violence. In one of the most heartbreaking moments, the city of Graz came together for a collective moment of silence, broadcast nationwide. Church bells rang out in solemn tribute as the country mourned together. The Graz school shooting stands as a chilling reminder that even the most peaceful societies are not immune to tragedy. It exposed cracks in mental health support, school security, and online monitoring, lessons that will echo across Austria for years to come. Today, the halls of that Graz school have reopened, but they will never truly be the same. For the survivors, each classroom still holds the shadows of that day. And for the families of those lost, June 10th will forever be the day their world was torn apart. This is not just a story of loss. It is a call to remember and to act so that no other school, no other city will suffer the same fate.